Hi everyone, welcome back. I am now here to be experiencing the lore of the Age of the Duskborn. So I believe this has a bit to do with some of the characters that I met and hung around with in my Elden Ring playthrough, but I actually know quite little about them and their stories, how they came to be and why, and so hopefully we're going to learn more about that in this Vati video, which of course will be linked in the description for you to check out if you would like. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and joining me on this journey. As it's been such a big playthrough, there is still clearly so much lore to explore, so I hope you're enjoying as I learn more, even though I took notes for my entire playthrough, but there's still a lot that went over my head, so it's really interesting to still keep myself up to date with what the actual lore was behind these characters and everything that went down. So yeah, okay, let's check it out.
Began thousands of years ago.
Pretty.
And the Erdtree capital came under siege, led by a gargantuan dragon named Gransax. The dragons wielded heavenly bolts of red lightning,
So cool.
and so the knights of the Erdtree learned to fortify themselves against it, and stayed on the defensive until Godwyn the Golden delivered the decisive blow. He stood before another legendary dragon known as Dread Fortisax, and defeated him. But instead of granting death, he showed mercy. He offered friendship, and it was with this act that the ancient dragons and the Golden Order truly became one.
And the people
Years
who
later,
followed
a dire
Godwyn
plot was put into action. A plan to
started
kill
praising
Godwyn the Golden.
dragons.
So a fragment of the Rune of Death was stolen from the black blade that was designed to contain it. This fragment was then inscribed onto a set of black knives, which the black knife assassins would wield, and with cloaks of silver that fooled the eye, they snuck into the capital and delivered the first destined death in a millennia.
Destined death.
Godwyn should have died a clean, true death, but he did not. Instead, as the mark of death was being carved into his flesh, it was at that very moment also being carved into another of his kin, the Lunar Princess Ranni. Ranni got her wish and perished in flesh alone, which freed her
But
soul.
her soul was free.
But Godwyn died in spirit alone.
But his
and so
body
his body
was there.
suffered an unimaginable fate. His living corpse would spread a peculiar brand of undeath through the lands between via deathroot.
Messed up.
And wherever there is deathroot, the hunters of the dead are sure to follow.
There's no mistake, is there? Death has left its mark once again.
I'm very sad to learn
I'm
more about
sorry.
him.
I cannot give you your proper rights, but at least you did not join those who live in death. Your soul will return to the Erdtree in time.
That was his mission in life.
Ah, a tarnished, are you? I'm known as D. I hunt down those who live in death
Okay,
and
music.
weed their deathroot. Heed my warning. The village here has been touched by death, and worse yet, it is home to a mariner. If you value your life, then go no further.
And I was like, aha, I'm
Have all been
going.
left to wander, and what they need is true leadership. The mariners can call to those who live in death and offer them some semblance of guidance, but they make poor leaders and even poorer fighters.
Yeah.
So it is that the dead continue to live without a purpose.
Well, well. Another fool who won't listen to reason, eh?
Eh?
But with a prowess for weeding deathroot. I've spotted the mark of the centipede here in the village. An ill-omened symbol that should not be. Someone or something threatens the sanctity of the Golden Order and must be eradicated.
That's such a cool shot. I'm sorry, that is crazy cool. Oh, hell yeah, just threw a rock at his head. Beautiful.
Dee claims to have seen the mark of the centipede in this village, and it seems he's talking about the deathroot here, which is at the very heart of those who live in death. This deathroot carries the curse of the centipedal half-wheel wound, which raises the dead from
Right.
their graves,
The half
ordering
wheel. Okay.
their bodies to life, without a soul, without guidance, and without grace.
Yeah.
How would you like to earn the strength of beasts? If you're inclined to haunt more of those who live in death and weed their deathroot, then I'll introduce you to Garunk.
Garunk.
I have a matter of my own to attend to.
Maliketh.
And the beast himself wishes for someone to take my place. What say you? Very
Girl, when
well.
Garunk first attacked
Show
me,
me your map.
I
I've marked
freaked the hell
location
out.
for you. It will lead you to Garunk, the beast clergyman.
The bestial sanctum lies past Farum Great Bridge, deep within the Caelid Wilds, past the vulgar militiamen, who are short, brutal mercenaries, and the Black Blade Kindred, who are a patchwork of champions put back together with corpse wax.
Yeah,
They're all
corpse
here
wax, disgusting.
in defense of Garunk. Or should I say Maliketh?
Maliketh.
He is Marika's loyal shadow, that once kept the rune of death bound within his black blade. That is, until a piece of that death was stolen. Afterwards, he buried the black blade deep within his very self, so that no one could steal it, ever again.
I smell it. Death. Feed it me.
What a cool
Suffused
visual with
the
the
rune of
ghost
death,
flame.
Maliketh now hungers for deathroot, desperate to gather back what he strongly feels are the missing parts of himself.
Tarnished. Bring more deaths. I shall grant thee eye and claw. Feed me more.
More. So cool.
But there was a time before the rune of death was bound, and so there were other cultures of death, ways that were even practiced outside the lands between, where the Tarnished lived in exile.
Greetings, great champion called by grace. I am Fia. Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Round Table Hall.
Deathbed companion.
Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly. Ah, my thanks. You are very warm. I was known
What a cool shot.
as a deathbed companion. Where I come from, after I received the warmth and lively vigor from a number of champions, I lay with the remains of an exalted noble. To grant him another chance at life, to do so is the purpose of my being. But before I could bear the noble into new life, I was awakened by the guidance of grace and chased from my birthplace.
Wow.
Originally, the
Chased from
deathbed
the
companions
birthplace.
existed to provide a simple comfort to
Yeah.
those who were dying. But at some point, it seems, it was discovered that a deathbed companion could use the vitality of others to birth dead remains into new life. And so the deathbed companions became a tool, a path to rebirth for the privileged, who told the deathbed companions who to lie with and when,
To
so that one
nobles,
exalted
nobility.
being might get a second chance at life.
Despite all that, I still wish to be a deathbed companion.
I wonder if
So
the
please,
Wending Grace from
let
Night
me
Rain
hold you
is
like
connected to
this,
Deathbed Companions.
as often as
or
it
if it's a
takes.
separate thing altogether.
But it's not all about you. After all, you are not the only Tarnished that Fia lays with. And who
Rogier.
knows what secrets are shared in her bedchamber.
Oh, damn.
Ah, nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine.
I love
Rogier
Rogier.
is the name. I'm looking for a little something.
A
here
little
in the castle.
something.
When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is. But enough about me. What are you doing
I
here in
loved him.
Stormvale
Rest in
Castle?
peace.
This place
He's
is
so
bristling
cute.
with tarnished hunters, you know. They sacrifice our kind for grafting. Not exactly a
Grafting.
place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind.
Many external threats have laid waste to Stormvale over the years, and now the castle is marred by mottled thorns that have worked their way through the tortured stone. The soldiers
Beautifully
mutter that it's the
written.
curse of
Damn,
grafting
Vati.
that causes such an affliction, but some talk of its root being something much more sinister, hidden deep below the castle. That is why Rogier is here, on a mission of his own. And as you square up against Godric, he is searching for the source of the mottled thorns.
Yeah.
And he finds it. For the world has grown crooked, and if one intends to put it to rights, then they'd best understand what happened to make it that way, no matter the cost.
Damn.
The world is slowly being taken over by the deathroot that is Godwyn. For when Godwyn died, his body was buried in the deep-root depths in what seems like an esteemed position directly below the Erd Tree. This would have been done in accordance with the practice of Erd Tree burial, a process which replaced destined death. For under Marika's Golden Order, death exists, but
You
it is
go
not
back
the end.
to the tree.
And the roots of the Erd Tree should call to all of the dead in time, reabsorbing them into the great tree where they may one day be reborn.
Which is
Godwyn,
ideal,
being a
but
great hero, likely received the burial rites that placed him as close to the Erd Tree as possible, but this backfired horrifically, for the roots would instead take up Godwyn's cursed essence,
And
like a
taint it.
tree absorbs water, and
Yeah.
spread the mark of the centipede throughout the lands between via deathroot. So it is that those who live in death were born, and the hunters of the dead would follow.
I serve the Golden Order, that I might put this crooked land to rights. Following only
is
the
so
guidance
aesthetic.
of the great Elden Ring. Those who live in death fall outside the principles of the Golden Order.
And yet was caused by the
Their
rights
mere
of the Golden
existence
Order.
sullies the guidance of gold, tainting its truth. And so it is the vermin must be exterminated. Down to the very last.
The hunters of the
Cool.
dead are fanatics, who
Yeah,
are glad to have an
fanatics.
absolute evil to contend with. But does such an evil even exist in
Yeah.
the fundamentals of order?
Are you acquainted with a man named Rogier? You know, the piteous fellow hiding away on the balcony. He was a formidable spellblade in times past. Don't let his easy air deceive you. He was wise beyond his years, stout of heart and clear of mind.
Cool.
Ah, so you've met Dee. Dee is an old friend. We found ourselves journeying together for a time, bound by our exploration of death. But our paths have since diverged, never again to cross. Though that's hardly an uncommon fate for two friends.
No more, though. You see him now, ravaged by thorns, muttering and rambling, like he's half dead already.
Death blight.
I can't stomach to watch. Take well the lesson, friend. That's how you end up when seduced by those who live in death. When grace is sullied, it rots people from the inside. Breaks them.
Yuck. That was such a cool moment.
This is what the Golden Order has been reduced to. Godric, the runt of the litter, dependent on the strength of tarnished champions. But Fia's favor is bestowed upon her consorts. It allows them to ignore any aches or pains, for in death there is only peace. For in death there can be no sensation.
Agreed.
Ah, you defeated Godric and claimed yourself a great rune. Looks like we both got what we wanted out of Stormvale, didn't we? Well done, friend. Always good to see you safe. So, the misshapen corpse under Stormvale. That is a sacred relic of the Black Knives plot, as that famed night of assassination is known. It happened during the golden age of the Erd Tree, long before the shattering of the Elden Ring. Someone stole a fragment of the Rune of Death from Maliketh, the Black Blade, and on a bitter night, murdered Godwyn the Golden.
And therefore marred
That was
him with the
first
curse of the
recorded death of a
centipede.
demigod in all history, and it became the catalyst. Soon, the Elden Ring was smashed, and thus sprang forth the war known as the Shattering. I once wished to become a scholar, you see. I've spent many an hour scouring the archives for knowledge of that fateful plot. And that thing is to blame for the shape I'm in now. I urge the utmost caution. Don't disturb the corpse more than necessary.
Poor Rogier.
My dear, have you ever heard of Black Knife Prince? Dear Rogier likes to talk of them when abed. And the ancient plot, in which the first of the demigods was slain. The black knives wielded by
So
the assassins who committed the act, along with the impressions they made,
his
somehow
flesh.
hide the truth of the conspiracy. These grand affairs are hardly my forte, but dear Rogier began to weep as he spoke.
Oh,
In truth,
damn, dude.
I've heard tell from someone else about the Black Knife Prince that fascinate dear Rogier so, but it wouldn't be right to give this to him, stuck as he is in the Round Table hole. Perhaps you could make use of it?
With a crudely drawn map in hand, we can find a living black knife, one of many who lurk purposeless in the dark places of the lands
So
between.
cool.
And D is here to help you.
Immediately ran. Yes. Beautiful. I love it's so sarcastic, that
Busy
clap.
reading deathroot, I take it. I thank you, as your brother in arms.
The Black Knives were, after all, instrumental in undoing D's beloved order. So here, he takes his revenge, and you walk away with an imprint of a black knife.
This is a black knife print. I can scarcely believe you managed to get your hands on this. Please, I beg of you, lend me the knife print for a time. I'd love nothing more than to tease out its secrets. Half my body has been suffused with death. I'm certain it will help me see. Though only a fragment, a very specific ritual had to be performed to impart the power of the Rune of Death.
Oh,
Traces of the one who performed the rite are sure to remain in the imprint.
cool.
Truly, you have my thanks.
The traces of who?
Time can move rather
Activated
slowly.
it, I guess.
Stuck here, you know. A little conversation goes a long way.
Rogier. Sweet man.
So Rogier continues his investigation.
Oh,
and
damn, he got
you
eat.
continue to seek out deathroot, waiting for the truth of things to be revealed. You are basically put to good use by everyone around you.
Put to work.
I am pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you?
Hold me.
Now, come closer. You are so very warm.
So very warm.
I heard that you lent a hand to dear Rogier. He seemed positively elated. He must be possessed of great mental fortitude. It anchors his will and sustains him, despite his grievous wounds. You truly are a champion. To dear Rogier.
To dear
And
Rogier.
myself, too. My dear, might I ask something of you? Could you please find the owner of this dagger and return it to them? A certain person gave it to me as a gift. It's a very precious thing. It must have a special place in the owner's heart. So I would like for the original owner to have it back, if you wouldn't mind.
This weathered dagger was once a special weapon of gold and silver intertwined, except now it has been worn down and marred by a black gash. It's natural to think that this weapon belongs to Dee, but then why didn't Fia give it back to him herself?
Well, what have we here? How did you get your hands on that dagger? Well, that hardly matters. I know very well whose dagger it is. Why don't I return it to them for you? Good work bringing this to me.
Dee's dear
It's almost
brother.
as if they're playing a game with the dagger,
Yeah.
arguing over whose heart it truly
Belongs
deserves
to.
to be buried within. And it's a game that Dee ends up losing. For Fia developed a sorcery to oppose the Round Table Hold, a mist of deathblight that is only effective against the Tarnished, especially if they confront you in a small, enclosed room.
So she took him to that room.
Finally, it is returned to its rightful place. The stolen Hallowbrand of the exalted noble. And now, I must bid you goodbye as well. Though I ask you deliver this message
She returns
to the
to
Round Table Hold.
Godwin's
I
body,
am
not
Fia,
soul.
Deathbed companion, hark Round Table. Disturb not the death of Godwin, the exalted. We who humbly live in death, live in waiting, to one day welcome our Lord. What right does anyone have to object? Our Lord will rise, the Lord of the many and the meek.
He could not rise.
All this time, Fia was getting closer to recovering the Hallowbrand that Dee stole from Godwin. For this Hallowbrand is the key. It's the curse mark that the Black Knives carved to split death in half, which started all of this in the first place, and Fia has a use for it, while Dee is dead.
And then his brother is alone.
But Dee is also alive, for Devon and Darian are the inseparable twins.
Yeah.
They are of two bodies and two minds, but one single soul.
True.
Supposedly,
One soul, but
this
different
made
mind.
them
But yeah.
reviled by many, but they found solace within the Golden Order, which accepted their duality of the self. They even had armaments forged to represent their state of being.
So cool.
An inseparable sword,
Gold and
a
silver.
twinned suit of armor, and these items long to find their way back to the other Dee, who yet lives. Devon slumbers in the Eternal City, tormented by deathblight. And it's here that he is said to have stood before the Prince of Death, suggesting he was the one who carved the curse mark from Godwin's flesh. Perhaps he even used a weathered dagger to carve it out, and perhaps this dagger was then mockingly gifted to a rotten witch, setting into motion the events that would lead to his brother Darian's
His own
death.
brother's death. Yeah. Damn. Hell yeah. Oh, damn. Sit on it.
The Mariners are a joke, making your hunt for the spreading deathroot an easy one. It shows up in Limgrave, in Leonia, even in the mountaintops of the Giants, and it is most common wherever there is stagnant water, which is a medium that represents corruption
Yeah.
and defilement.
'Cause
And the
you should
deathroot
never
infects
drink
all
from
manner
stagnant
of
water.
creatures who
Ever.
meet their end sporting these distorted pustules of Godwin's own visage.
Hate them.
Deathroot even starts to get the better of Marika's own shadow.
Yeah.
After all, in the end,
Freaking
what we're feeding
attacks you.
him is now much more than just the missing fragments of the Rune of Death. Something has changed.
Yeah, it has.
Strange. There's something else. I must consume more.
And I was like, oh my god.
Put it away. I won't forget again. Mine appetite.
Mine appetite.
My sin. I must have more. I must consume more.
He also lived such a tormented existence, like Blythe did.
It is all consumed. Still,
He was never
I
able.
am not sated.
Yeah, never able to be
Nearly
sated or
sated.
live their destiny.
Is this what it is to sin? Will things never be the same again? Tarnished. My thanks for thy long labor. But I have done all I can in this land.
He didn't.
Henceforth, mine appetite shall be my sole companion.
Yeah, he didn't successfully gather the other fragments. So he returns as Maliketh.
Ah, hello. I was hoping to see you. My examination is complete. Here's the knife print back, with my thanks. Now I have a fairly good idea who performed the rite upon the blade. The person who orchestrated the Night of the Black Knives. Lunar Princess Ranni. One of the children born to King Consort Radagon and his first wife, Rennala. Demigod and sister to General Radahn and Praetor Rykard. Hers was the name I discovered in the imprint.
So
If
cool.
Ranni truly is the one who plotted that fateful night, then she should bear the curse mark of destined death somewhere upon her flesh.
When
I
we
would
found
like you
her
to
great
procure it for
rune.
me. And then all will be laid bare. I will have the answers I have sought for so long. Do you know of those who live in death? These souls have committed no offense. They have every right to life, only they happen to touch upon a flaw in the order. By Dee's account, these defiled fiends must be expunged.
That's not
But
their
truth
fault.
be told, I seek the curse mark to save them.
Oh, Rogier.
If we're looking for someone to blame in all of this mess, then where do we land?
Of course
Does
they
the
would
guilt
show that.
lie with those who live in death, who touched Deathroot,
Yeah.
or with Godwyn, who spawned it? Or should we blame Ranni, who thought up the
Caused
plot in
it
the first
to
place?
exist.
Personally, I think any fault goes even further back
Marika.
to Marika.
Yep,
who,
period. I
in her
agree.
hubris, thought that she could free the world from death.
From death. I agree.
Death and life should never.
It's not Ranni's fault, it's not Godwyn's fault.
A fact that
It's Marika's.
is more clear now than ever.
I mean, whether she did anything for what
Maybe
she
I
felt
should
was
tell you.
benevolence, it always had
Lately,
dire
I
consequences.
feel I'm on the precipice of falling into a deep, fathomless slumber. And I have an inkling it could spell trouble for you somehow. So I just wanted to get the apology out of the way beforehand. Since you're so scary and all.
So scary and all.
Well, this is unfortunate. Fies.
full circle forms.
You have to give that to fear. Rogier.
So, whoever can obtain
You're
two
so
halves of the
sweet.
curse mark can form a
The
rune.
full wheel.
With his dying breath, Rogier hints that Fia might be able to use this. And a letter, scrawled by Rogier on his deathbed, tells us one last thing. It's that Dee had a twin brother, and that the other Dee might be found in an aqueduct beside the eternal city of Nokron. Rogier implores us to put his friend to rest and reunite the twins, which we do by returning Dee's armor
To him. It didn't seem
Rogier
to
goes
help
on to
them.
reveal that Devon stood before Godwin, not far beyond this spot, and indeed Devon and the dagger were death-blighted. So we travel a little farther, upwards to a nameless
I would have
city
never known
that's overtaken
how to
by
do that.
and Godwin himself.
I had to search. I was like, what the hell do you mean?
Oh, Lord Godwin. Oh, my poor sweet lordling should have died a true death. A scion of the Golden Bough, sentenced to live in death. How could such a thing come to be?
Because of how Marika set up
Fia
the whole
finally
system.
lies with Godwin, the Prince of Death, defending his being with the sapped strength of every hero who lay with her.
Yeah. What's his rock
Including,
throw? That's
of course,
hilarious. I don't think I saw
famed
that.
Spellblade, Rogier.
Rogier. So cool. I also love that wand in Night Rain. That one is just so freaking handy. Oh, what a move! 3 for.
Ah, there you are. I knew you would come. What is it you intend? To deny us and our ways, like the dogmatic brutes of the Golden Order? You are an odd one.
Yeah.
I am the guardian of those who live in death. They call me a foul and rotten witch. Yet you still wish to be held by me?
Fia's only doing what she thinks is
This is the other
kind
Halbrand.
to those that are
How did
dying.
you? Oh, my utmost thanks. With this, Godwin can take his rightful place as first of the dead and claim a second, illustrious life. You are our true champion.
But he never
And though I can't be
did.
of any use to you, can I hold you tight? If only for a moment. I will soon lay with Godwin, and it will surely stir within me the new life of the Golden Prince, and first dead of the demigods, as the rune of those who live in death. Please, do one thing for me. Brandish this child, my
so
rune,
creepy.
and take for yourself the throne. Stay the persecution of those who live in death by becoming our Elden Lord. This is goodbye, my dear, but I am satisfied. I choose to lie with Godwin of my own will, not the remains of one chosen for me.
Yeah.
And I will bear a child who will inherit your warmth too. What greater
But she never
blessing could there be
did she?
but to be born a deathbed companion?
Now, Thea can fulfill her purpose and initiate a rebirth, a gestated rune that tells the broken story of those who live in death. So, Thea lies with Godwyn, and she dreams. But it's within this dream that we realize that there is something lurking inside the Prince of Death, a being who, even after all this time, never once stopped fighting against the death in their companion.
Yeah, he protected
They are the last
Godwyn.
thing that stands between Godwyn and his new life, and here they refuse to let go. For Godwyn was a friend,
Yeah.
and they were the great ancient dragon, Dread Fortisax.
Fortisax, yeah. That was a really cool fight. I love the mix of black and gold. It's so cool. That staff is such a good one, I'm telling you. They're just getting messed up, those little skeleton ashes of war. What a shot that was. So cool. Damn! What a shot! It has been now combined.
Finally, you can bring the entire broken curse mark itself into order, the mending rune of the Death Prince, which enables his bastardization of life to become an official part of Death's story. But first, you have to burn down the Erd Tree and walk alongside Flame to meet the road of destined death, which leads to Faram Azula, a broken city floating outside of time.
Another stunning shot. You guys can let me know in the comments
Against all logic,
how I can best find
deathroot
out
now grows here
about
too.
why Fia did or
Turns
did not
out
succeed
Nowhere is safe from its touch, even in Faram
bringing a
Azula,
new Godwyn.
where the true rune of death is still protected by none other than Maliketh, who masqueraded as Garank, so that you might feed him deathroot and help him to achieve the one and only task that Marika saw fit to entrust him with.
I feel bad for Maliketh, sorry. Same way I do for Blythe, just such a doomed scenario, you know?
Witless tarnished. Why cover destined death? 'Tis no matter. I hereby vow that destined death shall not be stolen again. Cower before Maliketh, Marika's black blade.
So cool. The armor. It's fierce as hell. He was such a fun fight. The only thing that was not fun was the bloody sentinel out front. Hell yeah. Right on the... Ooh, on the forehead. Ooh. Cool.
Why wouldst thou gull me? Why?
Why indeed?
Prince of Death, take a good long look. See the wrath of the Golden Order, the Order's justice writ in blood. This is what's become of your precious witch. Look at this rotten whore.
Damn.
No more children can be got from this
That's
useless flesh. This is a proper death, O Prince. Behold,
He prevented
mother
her
is
from being able
dead.
to make a child of him.
This is revenge, you witch, and you ghoul. This is the wrath of D. Hello. The rotten witch is dead. The Golden Order unsullied. Now I can look my brother Darian in the eye. Honeyed rays of gold, deliver my spirit. Darian, honeyed rays of gold. Don't you dare.
So his soul
Unless
was
you
able
want
to
to die
return
like a
because of
dog.
his brother.
Very well.
This rock throw is legendary in this Prepare to Cry.
Die.
It's so cool in black and white.
And you are a blight. A defiler of the Golden Order and murderer of my brother. I'll grind your corpse into that.
Oh, this death magic is so cool. Damn. See Fortisax's move.
Forgive me. Sorry.
Sheesh. And so that's how there was no hope for his rebirth. Because Mikola couldn't bring him back.
As a deathbed companion, Fia had no choice but to lie with others, until the guidance of grace led her back to the lands between, where she used her chambers in the Round Table Hold to great effect, biding her time, listening to the secrets told to her in private, until she could use the strength of champions to speak for others, for the downtrodden, who had no champion. But soon, they will.
So cool.
Please, do one thing for me. Brandish this child, my rune, and take for yourself the throne. Stay the persecution of those who live in death by becoming our Elden Lord.
Elden Lord. Which I didn't do. I did the Ranni
Fia has finally
ending.
lain with the remains of one that she chose, so that she might gestate a new beginning, called the Mending Rune of those who live in death, a gift to the undead, who were born at the very end of an age, Duskborn, before the sun rises once more, in a land where they no longer have to hide.
That's why it's called Duskborn. Okay. Wow.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between, our seed will look back upon us and recall
That's cold.
the age of the Duskborn.
Damn! Sitting on the throne looking like a Duskborn undead. That's cool. Sheesh.
Alright, hope you all enjoyed the video.
I did.
We've now covered 3 of Elden Ring's endings through Prepare to Cry.
Yeah.
4 if you include
cool.
the first video about Alexander being kind of related to the Age of Fracture ending, which is how I think about it in my head. And I'm thinking the next episode will be the last one based around an ending. And I'm sure you can guess who's up next. It's time to talk about Ranni. Rogier did a lot of work in this episode, sort of setting up her story. That's kind of his legacy in-game, in a way, to set it up. And we have a ton to work with for that episode. I'm really excited.
Beautiful.
Special thanks, as always, to my partner on this project, Miss Pap1, who was in charge of all the visuals in this episode. And
Damn. She did
just
an
look at these
amazing job.
shots. They're absolutely insane. It's
They
like
are
watching
insane.
an in-game cutscene half the time. Special thanks also to Quelaag and Smotown for debating Dee and Fia's questline with me over Discord.
Yeah.
Because honestly, there are quite a few ways that you can interpret
Interpret
the
it. That's what I
weathered
thought as
dagger
well.
part of that questline. And I hope I did a decent job presenting that part of the video, because it's always really hard telling a story when there are multiple valid interpretations.
Yeah,
of
valid
an event
plausibilities.
that could all be the right one. you
Yeah.
know, because Prepare to Cry is a series that sort of relies on me telling the story fairly confidently, because I don't always want to be saying, you know, maybe Fia got the dagger from this person, or maybe she gave it to Darian for this reason,
Yeah.
maybe this, or maybe that. There are other videos where I'm happy to do that, but Prepare to Cry, I prefer to have
A
one
consistent
interpretation,
story.
and
Yeah.
This is
I get
mine,
that.
but I do want to flag that this interpretation might differ from your own, and that is totally fine. Anyway, I also want to give a shout out to the artist for the intro, who is John
Stunning.
Devlin, and also the animator for that section, who is Xavier, and together they created some truly awesome scenes with the dragons and Godwin and Ranni, and it's so great to have their help in creating these scenes that we never got to see.
Gorgeous.
So thank you to them for that. And then thank you to my patrons who make commissioning amazing work like this possible. I hope you're all enjoying the early access, the wallpapers, and the exclusive merch. Thank you. And of course, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Beautiful. Wow. Okay. That was really, really cool. I loved that I was able to receive a much deeper dive into Dee, Fia, and Rogier, because I, of course, I had pages for each of them in my notebook, and I knew mostly of their intentions, but like Vati had mentioned himself, there's different interpretations, and I wasn't entirely sure whether she was doing that against Dee or for the sake of Dee, whether that's what his brother wanted, his other half. I was a bit confused by Dee's brother when I was actually playing the game, so that does clarify a few things for me. And Rogier is just such a sweet man, very dedicated to his self-appointed role in life, and I completely understand each of their perspectives. I understand Dee seeing it as a scourge that is harming the lands between, that he needs to completely rid this blight, this deathroot curse from the lands between, and then Rogier saying, hey, it's not their fault, they didn't mean to be afflicted with, this inability to die. I'm sure they would have preferred another way. And then Fia's perspective of, as long as it's for the sake of bringing the Prince of Death's, life back, it'll be worth it. And I think that's really beautifully done to see how their three perspectives to this deathroot and death blight issue came to be. I really, really liked that. I didn't realize how intertwined their stories were directly to Godwyn, as it was, like Dee's other part caused the assassination as well. Oh, that was just so awesome. I really, really liked that. And it was visually stunning. My God, such good visuals and visual storytelling. And of course, audible storytelling. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I hope you did as well. Please be sure to leave a like if you would like to, and let me know your thoughts. So that is why Godwyn ultimately was not able to be revived. His soul was never put back or made anew through his deathbed maiden? What's she called? Yeah. Deathbed maiden, I'm just going to say. And therefore, Miquella later down the line was never able to officially bring back Godwyn. I guess he either had to resort to Radahn, or he eventually was like, Radahn would be a better fit anyways. So yeah, that's, I guess, the conclusion of why Miquella couldn't bring Godwyn to be his consort in the end, as his intentions were, at least to Millennia. He couldn't keep their promise, which is sad. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!